Okay, so you might be thinking about buying a house. Maybe you're looking online to see what's out there and what prices are like in the area that you're looking for. And you have this hope of achieving home ownership. And honestly, that's a great plan. And let me explain to you why it's a great plan in my own experience. When my husband and I had our first kid back in the early 2000s, we rented an apartment for about $700 a month. By the time we purchased our first condo, which was roughly around 3 years later, that rental was going for close to $1,100 a month. When we purchased our condo, well, we purchased it for, I think it was $255,000 in 2003. And 3 years later, we were selling it for $450,000. Okay, so that's basically an equity of $200,000 in 3 years. Okay, so now let's talk about our second home. When we upgraded from the condo, we purchased a 5-bedroom, 5-bath home at the height of the market in 2007. That was right before the crash, and it was sold. We bought it for $667,000. That home is now valued at $1 million. I mean, we sadly lost it to foreclosure during the recession, but if we had been able to keep it and continue to pay the mortgage, even with that dip in prices in 2008, we would now still have over $300,000 in equity. You see what I mean? Okay, so let's go back to rentals. 2 years ago, before the pandemic and before that huge inflation, a basic 3-bedroom house in our local area rented for approximately $2,000 to $2,500 a month before, depending on the size. That same property now rents for about $3,200 to $3,500 a month. You see the difference? I mentioned this to bring something to your attention, and that doesn't get mentioned a lot, and that's inflation. Regardless of what happens, inflation continues to mess with the home prices, whether you rent or buy. Rent, as you can see, continues to go up due to inflation. And home prices were, as you can also see, continue to go up over the years due to inflation. Now, the difference is that when you rent, you're obviously paying someone else's mortgage. You're not putting your money in somewhere that is safe. When you buy, you're building a legacy, maybe even a retirement plan in the long run. When you think smart financially, you want to make sure that you put your money in inflation appreciating assets, such as real estate. Why? Well, I just mentioned why. The value of real estate goes up in the long run, regardless, just because of inflation, whether the market goes up and down. So when you think this way, it makes you realize that more than just needing an extra bedroom or a backyard for the pets, investing in real estate is the most important thing you can do in your lifetime. We all have to pay for somewhere to live in, right? I mean, that's a given. So why not make the effort to take the steps you need to buy your own home? So it may not necessarily be an easy process, and it may take time to get you to the point in which you'll be ready, but it's totally worth it. And that's where I come in. Some of my clients sometimes are maybe 6 to 12 months out to buy, but in the meantime, I keep checking in on them, keeping them accountable to make their dream a reality. And it will happen when they do the work with an agent like me. So just to finish off, I just want to say, I'm here to help. It's not impossible, it's doable, and I want to be your accountability partner to help you stay focused on the course of action to get to where you need to be. Feel free to reach out, or we can even schedule an in-person appointment, or we can do a Zoom consultation to evaluate your situation and figure out where you're at and walk you through the steps that you'll need to get to fulfill your dream of home ownership, okay? And let's be honest, really, not all agents will do this because it's basically free work, right? But I do care because of the things we've been through, the foreclosures and stuff. I care, I know what it's like. And I know the importance of this milestone. And that's why I do it. I look forward to hearing from you.